Hi guys, welcome back. It's Chrissy the Crystal Indigo, and I am here with a collective reading for May 3rd through the 9th, 2020. And this energy is slowly happening now. You may have seen some things in your reality, you may have seen some things in your 5D. But what I really want you to do is focus on what I'm about to communicate to you today. You can check out other readers on YouTube. The energy is the same. Guys, this is really huge for the collective. Before I dive into the reading and before you fast forward, I want to give a shout out to all of you guys that have been booking readings with me, booking sessions, whether energy healing, past life regression, Reiki, like whatever you've booked with me. I am forever grateful. And again, my mission is all about helping you guys get into your true life path and purpose, where we're meant to be, where we're meant to go. Now, guys, I know we've been feeling some heavy energies lately, but continue to focus on the light. We got this, okay? The last bit. If you guys would like to donate to the channel, you can. That information is below in the description box, but you don't have to. Subscribing to my channel is a form of energy exchange donation. I also want you to go on over to Instagram and follow me on Chrissy the Crystal Indigo. I'm posting content there where, in ways you can understand what these shifts are, what is happening with your spiritual gifts and things like that, and how to move through these retrogrades. Right now we have Pluto in retrograde, and it's a little bit heavy at times, dealing with other individuals, especially if you're an essential worker and you're out there on the front lines. So remember to stay in your light. Guys, check the community post today, because I am going to be posting some important information, as well as trying to find out when's the best time to have our first session on how to use your gifts. That session is totally free. And how you can, come to the class, either subscribe or follow on Instagram. I'm not going to charge you for our session. And the session will be called How to Tune Into Your Gifts, How to Turn On Your Gifts, How to Understand Your Gifts. So that will be the first session. I just need to know what day, time works best for all of you guys. There's 3,111 of you guys. So I need to know the time frame. We're all over the world. I got some, amazing subscribers in Australia, and it's just where you guys are. It's really touching for me. So I need you to do that. What time is good? Whether Saturday, Sunday, Thursday, what time for all of you guys? It will be live. We will make it no more than an hour or 45 minutes, however the energies is. If we're moving and grooving, we'll go longer. But this is for your first class on how to, understand your gifts, turn them on. There are different, different of you guys have different abilities, right? So whether you're a healer, whether you're, an empath, light worker, whether you are a channeler or your mediumship, like there's different things. You have different gifts. So we're going to dive into each one. And, like I said, the first class, it's an exchange. You subscribe to the channel, or you can follow me on Instagram. Hey, I'm going to the class. I just followed you. Here, that's my energy donation. That's cool too. It's all about us helping each other, man. I just really love you guys. You guys are amazing. But a fun fact, when you guys write me or send me emails and you're like, Indigo, I love you, girl, I get I get so nervous, hey. But it's beautiful, guys, and you're helping me to be so open, to just showing my heart like that. You know what I mean? Of course you guys know I show my heart, but we all have our moments where we get shy and be like, oh yeah, okay, but with that being said, guys, if you need to book any sessions with me, that information is below or on my website. If you need tea sent to you, if you need the herbal essence spray, that information is in the community tab. So with that being said, let's dive right into the reading. So my collective, here we're starting out with the Queen of Pentacles. That is the energy, and this represents the divine feminine. It also can represent the divine masculine. And with this energy, it talks about look how different this pentacle is versus any other pentacle in the spread, right? And I'm using the after tarot because this talks about what happens after the tarot. So a lot of us have come into our true power. excuse me, a lot of us have been doing our healing work. A lot of us have gotten our enlightenment. And a lot of us have realized we have more spiritual gifts than one. If this resonates with you, like, share, comment. This is all about honesty. We're speaking our truth. And no one can come on our channel. This is our channel and tell us anything. We help, we support each other. So if this is you, if this is resonating with you, if this is what you're going through, like, share, comment. But here it talks about the enlightenment. It talks about where we're going. It talks about how much we have grown in this connection, whether you're a light worker, starseed, indigo, however you resonate under the spiritual umbrella with your divine counterpart. You have grown. You have healed. You're doing more healing. But the most important thing is you're understanding now what your life path and purpose is. And you know that it's tied to your gifts. That's going to create abundance for you. Right? This is going to be a deep reading, guys. It's going to be quick but deep. The next card out, Judgment. Again, this came out in a private reading today, 1010. That 1010 portal really showed you how you were in your energy when it came to your divine counterpart. Were you the one giving love? Were you the one giving light? Or were you the one being manipulative, running away from the situation, not understanding it? But this is saying the trumpet was blown, right? And you've ascended. You reaped your karmic rewards. And you're still getting your karmic rewards, blessings upon blessings upon blessings. And your divine counterpart is now ascending, now understanding, what this journey is all about. Again, you haven't been in contact much, if little, just checking in, just making sure you're okay, etc., etc. But in the 5D, the dream state, you guys have been really busy. And I can attest to that because it happened to me the other day. And I was like, wow, your divine counterpart is waking up. Your divine counterpart is understanding what this journey is. Your divine counterpart knows there's no other love, no greater love than a love you showed them. And that's because it's unconditional. The next card out, what do we have? 8 of Swords, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy. They're coming through, rescuing. You're in your power. They're slicing away at you being bound and bound, or bondage and bound, and not understanding, being confused, not seeing things from how they need to be seen. Now they're coming forward and they're showing you, listen, I made you feel confused. I made you feel like everything was your fault. I made you feel all of this. So because I did that, I need to cut away all of this and show you that I understand, that I see who you are. Right? Right? And if I'm lying, I'm flying. This is what the energy is. Like, even if you haven't communicated to them more deeply about the connection, just did a check-in, this is what's in their heart. This is what they know. They're coming to the realization that the only reason, you stood around, that you stuck through, it was really because you felt that you guys were sent together from divine, or put together from the divine. And now they are starting to wake up and see that as well. And it's beautiful because it's like, what Divine Feminine had to pull that energy back and say, you know what? I'm going to love you from a distance. I'm going to hold space for you. I need to let Divine do what Divine needs to do with you. And I cannot continue to interfere because you keep going to, have slip-ups. And with you being fully out of the picture and them being on lockdown, having to be at home, can't move, they're sitting through their shit and realizing so much, and it's so beautiful, right? So the next card coming out is the King of Swords. So with any energy in the spread, you want to go from a page knight to a king, and this is where they are. So if you're dealing with an air sign that's a divine counterpart, here they are in their king status. They don't talk a lot. They don't express a lot, but they do what they got to do. Right? Everybody's not emotional. Everybody's not that deep. But here, mentally, right? I know what moves I got to make. I know what I got to do with my connection for my divine feminine. And remember, again, divine feminines, the energies can change. You can be a female and be a divine masculine. You can be a male and be a divine feminine. But this is beautiful, right? The overall energy, they're slaying their demons. They're slaying their dragons. They're slaying the karmic situations. Like, everything they're doing, they're facing it and they're ripping it apart one by one. Because this is the energy they're in. This is what and again, strong Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Look at your natal chart. I know I'm a Sag, but I have Libra all through in 4 placements of my chart, or 5 placements. So here, you know, they're like not losing sleep anymore. They're slaying their demons. They're facing their fears, because at first they were afraid of their gifts, afraid of spirituality, afraid of all of that, right? Nines, they're putting an end to that, and they're coming to their knowing of what you are to them. And so this is really beautiful. Again, beautiful energy. The cards that wanted to show themselves, Two of Cups, and look how they hold each other so tight, right? Look at that. That's that energy, like, I've been away too long. I'm never letting you go. There's no in between, no room for third party or BS. We're in this together. 2, decisions, choices. The next card, Wheel of Fortune, 10. 10 is very significant. Whatever the wheel turn, you're going to end up exactly where you're meant to be anyway. You needed to go through this journey with your partner. And look at that, Queen of Wands. Very magical, very, mystical, being in your power. That's that fire element, Aries, Leo, Gemini. And here, look at this, got all the enlightenment. I'm in my truth. I know what's going on. Full yellow, full gold. Very awakened. This is beautiful, guys. And if you think I'm lying, I'm flying. You can check all the other readers and you're going to get the same energy. It's just like amazing. Like finally all, you go to one, reader's channel and like then you go to other one. They all like different like themes and everything. No, you today and as of the last couple days, we all have the same energy going on. All right. So let's dive into the Mystic Moon Oracles. And the first side I'm reading for is Divine Masculine. So the first card out is Reinvention. Reinvention. And I saw this when I was shuffling as well. Reinvention. They're reinventing themselves. Recognition. They're recognizing who you are to them. And this is beautiful. Like I'm recognizing, I understand now. Like I know it in my soul. I know it in my heart. And even with the moon at night, it's rough for them because this one, it hits them the most. Okay. Patience, right? Just be patient. Just be patient with me. Like I'm trying to find the courage to come through. I'm trying to find the courage to make it to you, right? Vibrations. Maybe they've started learning how to meditate. Maybe they've been getting the light codes and downloads as we have. But remember, we're the leaders. The divine masculines always have to catch up. So as we've been doing this, they're just starting to come into realization that they can heal themselves, that they can work through their traumas. Okay. The next card out for Divine Feminine is Understanding. You're in your power. You understand what this is now. You don't have time to sit there and be stressed out, argue, and do all that. That's dead. That's over with. Now you're in your power. Now you know your love is to you. Now you've worked on your healing, your inner child wounds, all of that. You got the understanding because you're constantly getting the downloads. Because why? You're vibing high. So it doesn't matter what your divine masculine is doing, what's going on with them. You know, as long as you heal and you do the work while you're doing this to yourself, it trickles to them because you are one. And you feel them just as much as they feel you. Awakening. Divine Feminine is going through several different awakenings. And I can attest to that. You're getting so much new, information. You're seeing more come to your reality. You're learning how to use your gifts more and more in different ways to use them. Like you're really opening and you're really awakening. And for a lot of you guys, you've started your spiritual practice. You started your spiritual work. If you are one of what I've just mentioned, comment, share, like we all are in this together. This is what this channel is for, to help each other. This isn't for you guys to come sit, watch, and then don't speak or comment, because we all have to support each other, right? And so you can comment whatever you want, like, how your journey's been and what is happening. And then somebody can see that and they can get that information and be like, oh, okay, so this is how I'm supposed to, figure it out. Like, you don't understand how important it is with just words, with just wisdom, with just giving a little bit of advice, right? So yeah, the Divine Feminine is going through multiple awakenings. Divine Feminine, some of you guys like go back to that energy where you feel like the victim, like, man, I'm looking back at my life. I'm supposed to be having a kid by now, this, that, and the other. But then you quickly get out of that energy. You're going to have those little triggers, but it's about how you move through those triggers, how you push through those triggers. When triggers come up for me, I'll look at it and be like, and as soon as I feel that weird energy, release it. Send it love, Okay, twin flame, what you doing today? All right, let's get to it. And I'm back on track. Like, that's how you gotta go when you notice that different energy, because a lot of you guys are empaths. So you feel that. And so what you want to do is acknowledge that. Okay, this is where this is coming from. Let me send it back with a little love. All right, today you woke up on the wrong side of the bed. All right, cool. Right? So look at that. That's what you want to do when you see that, all right? So the next card out is regret. So again, with this energy and us being in Pluto, with Pluto being in retrograde, I'm telling you, you are going to get triggered with a lot of things, but this is purging you. And that's one of the cards that try to show themselves or come out. It's purge. You're purging through so much. So don't think about these energies, victim mentality, regret, all of that as like, oh my God, I'm taking 3 steps back. No, this is that energy from the retrograde of Pluto that's really causing you to release a lot. Fight through it. The next card out for Divine Feminine is healing. Work on those chakras. When you work on your chakras, also bring the white light down as well, because it's going to give you information that you need, whether it be from your ancestors, angels, guides. They're going to give you the information that you need for this time. So for example, 2 weeks ago, it happened to me. Never met my great-grandmother, never met my grandmother in real life. She only decided to pass me her gifts, right? But they all were healers. They were medicine women. And as I pulled the light down and I was meditating, immediately my great-grandmother came up and just was giving me all type of information. You know what I did last night? When I talked to my auntie who actually lived with her as a little girl, I asked her some questions and tried to see if it connected with what my great-grandmother was telling me during meditation, and it was on point. And my auntie was shocked. She was like, I know you're not lying. She was like, because you weren't even thought of yet. You weren't even a seed. You weren't even, born. Like, you wouldn't have known that information. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Well, she told me to tell you she loved you, and she just was so happy. You understand? So it's like that type of stuff you're going to really connect with. And that's part of like the Akashic Records as well. Like, those gifts of mine are starting to rapidly develop. And I'm like, bring it on. Whatever you want me to do, bring it on. I'm all open, right? And so this is why it's important to do the inner work. You got to get that inner work done. All right. So the energy for both of you in the collective is devotion. This is what you guys are focused on. It's not about the low vibrational energy anymore. It's about devoted. Like, we're put in each other's lives for this divine path and purpose, life path and purpose. And so this is what we need to focus on. All that other stuff is irrelevant. I don't give a damn about the karmic. I don't give a damn about what didn't, go right when we were, in our low vibrational energy together, because we both were in low vibrational energy when we were first introduced to each other. That goes for all of us, because we did not understand the connection. We knew it was deep. We knew it was spiritual. We knew our souls spoke when we saw them. But at the end of the day, now we're more mature. Now we're more developed. Now we know about the work that we've done and that we're doing, and we're going to really rise above this. So this is really amazing, beautiful energy. All right, the overall energy for the collective. This is the energy for May. Focus on this devotion. That's for the two, divine femme and masculine. This is the overall energy. The divine feminine is being mute. Divine masculine is being mute. But guess what? Guess where they're not being mute? In the 5D. So again, even if you just reach out once every 2 weeks or 3 weeks and say like, hey, I'm just checking on you. You okay? All right, cool. That's still no communication, because communicating means you talk consistently. You ain't talking consistently, so you're on mute, right? So 5D, right? And this, I'm laughing because this is the nickname that I give my divine masculine, because I'm like, yeah, okay, Mr. Mute. Like, you don't want to open up and talk about your emotions, et cetera, et cetera. So when I see this, I remember when we had like a little tiff, and I was like, okay, well, Mr. Mute, if you speak up. So yeah, like, you're going to get different things that just remind you, and like, you're just going to laugh and just be like, whatever. So this is the overall energy, and this is also clarifying. This is your divine masculine. Union is on the way. But again, right now, don't start doing that. Remember, focus on what you're doing. Communicate in the 5D. You're doing really good right now, divine feminine. Divine masculine, you're doing great as well, especially now that you are really opening up to what this connection is. Okay? The cards that I saw when shuffling. Here we go. Forgiveness. release, purge, free will, ascending, destruction, shadow work. There you go. Contemplation. Sorry. Surrender. I love this card. And return. All right. And I saw this first when I was shuffling. So good job, guys. So messages from your divine counterpart. Okay. And I don't do from divine feminine because we're always talking divine masculine. Don't never want to talk about nothing. All right. So for the first card that comes out is stability. It says, this relationship can stand the test of time. Don't we know it, right? The next message, regrets. So this is coming out again. Someone feels remorse for the way they treated you. And again, you know it. Your divine masculine does, because at the end of the day, they know now it was always unconditional love with you. Integrity. It says, does this situation align with your values and morals? Right? And the next card, boundaries. Firm boundaries are needed now. And so with this, it talks about how you've decided to just pull away and really focus on you. And you know, you're at that point where you know what's meant for you and your connection. So why am I stressing? Why am I worried if they're going to talk to me, if they're going to call me, if they're going to do this? I already know. It's in God's hands. It's in Source hands. It's Spirit's hands. It's in Divine's hands. Fate. This is a destined partnership, right? Destined partnership. There you go. Mastery. You've learned your spiritual lesson. You can be completely vulnerable, and you can be completely open with this person. Your soulmate loves and accepts and respects you unconditionally. So this is the energy we're moving in. Someone is secretly yearning for you. Oh. All right. So we had unhealed wounds are blocking forward movement. That's what it was. Go slow. Take time to get to know each other. Chemistry, the attraction you feel is mutual, right? And this is what they're going through. Old wounds and childhood issues need revisiting, healing. And so as they purge through all of that, guys, like we're going to be good. Now I am using my new deck. This is the Atlantis cards, and we're going to talk about the first card that came out. Here we go. So this talks about education, right? And I'm using the Atlantis deck because a lot of you guys may have had past lives, and in the Atlantean times, and that's where some of your magical gifts come from, right? And so I want you guys to get more familiar with different, star seeds, different places, so you'll know how you connect, because all of you have different energies, different star systems. Whether you're a light worker, star seed, or whatever, you still have pieces of you, especially if you are an old walker, have had many lives, etc. So this talks about education, and it says, in Golden Atlantis, a trained priest would examine a child's aura to discover his or her inborn gifts and talents, which were then developed. The learning temples were peaceful, quiet places where relocation was induced by appropriate music and color to open the right brain of the student. Then the priest would telepathically impart spiritual knowledge directly into his or her mind. He or she could also absorb information directly into the third eye from certain crystals into which higher priest or the Magi had programmed specific information. Here we go, learn or teach. Drawing this card suggests that you open yourself to new learnings by relaxing and absorbing information rather than in the old logical structured way. Alternatively, it may be time for you to teach others. In this case, draw from your own wisdom, not books. Open up to learn, then spread the knowledge. So this makes perfect sense, because for me, I had a past life in Atlantis, and so did my twin flame counterpart. And I remember seeing a vision of us by the dolphins, and like the dolphins had like crystals on their forehead, and it was really beautiful. And now it makes perfect sense why crystals, certain crystals, like I feel different energies, and I work with them. As you can see, I have one like in my hand. And I'll tell you a funny story. When I was like 19, I went and like saw this psychic lady, right? Wasn't even like open to all of that. I just was just I knew about my seeing and my sight, but I didn't know like to go talk to somebody. That's what I mean. So when I met her, like she was talking to me, and then she gave me these crystals. It was like 3 of them, and I was like, okay, like me from Chicago, like I'm like, okay, there's some rocks. Okay, what do I do with this? And I was like, do I put them under my pillow? And she looked at me, I guess, was like, oh my God, this girl have no clue of what she is. Now that I look back into our like meeting. And so I took them and I put them under my pillow. And the person who I thought was my soulmate, who, the person I was with for like 8 years, we was like high school sweethearts up into college. And Kristen goes, what are these rocks? Like, what are you doing with that under your pillow? And I couldn't say anything, but mysteriously they just disappeared one day, and I never really took a second thought on where they went, right? And so now, even doing this reading with you guys right here and now, it's like aha moment, like, wow, okay. So that is why I'm tuned to them. I can do so much more with them, right? And this is for you guys too. If you like work with your crystals, if you had a past life in the Atlantis time, like you really got to get to know about that. You got to know who you are. You got to know where you come from, because you're able to do so many different things, right? All right. And do we have an overall energy? Let's see. 5th dimension. Okay. Here we are, 5th dimension. I told Spirit only give me 1 card for this, but when I got this like beautiful information, I decided to look at the overall energy. And this talks about, you see that? 5th dimension, 5th dimension. And it says, in the golden years of Atlantis, the people maintained a 5th dimensional frequency by living in accordance with the highest spiritual values. One of their tenets was do unto others as you would have them act towards you. As a result, they were all times loving, welcoming, fair, cooperative, and generous. They aspired to live in love. Do unto others. If you drew this card, your guidance is to ask yourself how you would like to be treated and act towards others accordingly. For example, if you want someone to see your side of an argument, make sure you listen to theirs. This enables you to maintain a higher perspective on life, which will help you rise into the 5th dimension. Act towards others as you would like to be treated. Okay. This is a really nice deck. Wow, I'm glad I got this one. Okay, so if this is resonating with you guys, again, like if you know you're from Atlantis, pop it in the comment sections, okay? All right, so we're going to dive into the Light Workers Oracle. And for the Divine Masculine, the first card that came out, which has been coming out a lot, Karmic Clearing, number 5. So they're going through that karmic clearing. Like everybody's releasing that old karmic energy, whether it be with the karmic, whether it be inner childhood wounds, whatever needs releasing is being released. So this is really beautiful for them now, because they're going to come into their own knowing. And this is what we as divine feminines needed to do. We needed to pull away so they can see for themselves, right? Excuse me. For Divine Feminine, Eternal Now. So that's number 12, 1 and 2, 3. So with this Eternal Now, it's talking about live in the moment, be in the moment, focus on your light. This is what it's calling us to do. Right now, what do we have going on? I'm not mentioning that thing, but we know our light is going to shift the vibration, and that's what you need to continue to do. All right? The overall energy for both. Paradigm shift, number 4. Remember the 444 portal. We are all going through this huge shift, this transformation, and we're really going to allow the world to look and feel a lot different as much as we step into our power, as much as we step into our spiritual gifts, as much as we bring love and light and then enlighten others. Like we are the pathway. We're leading each other, they awaken. They lead someone, they awaken. And then we'll be back like the city of Atlantis, where everyone was peaceful and love. And like that's where Spirit, Source, God, Divine is getting the world back to love. Okay, cool. Let's get back to love. All right. All right, Spirit, I see you playing today. I see you cutting up. All right, so now we're going to dive into Ancestors, the Angels and Ancestors deck by Kyle Gray. And so, again, remember we had this last week, High Priest or High Priestess. So this is the energy you guys need to be in, and you embody all your gifts, all the gifts, right? And it says attend, intend, and create. So whatever your intentions are, whatever you are trying to manifest, create it. You have so much powerful energy, gifts, spirits within you, your tribe. When I tell you, for the first time, I got to see my lineage line, and it was a week ago when I pulled the light down, like I taught you guys, and I said, wow, like to see them in my vision, like as I was awoke, but I was in meditation, of course. But to see them all lined up like that, like looking at me, smiling. A lot of you who view my readings and book readings with me, you are generational chain breakers, and your ancestors are so proud of you. They are so proud of you. So this is the energy you need to be in, okay? The next card, Protection Guardian, says drop your shield. Look at this. I want you to look at that card. I want you to look at that card. And I'm going to get the, I'm going to read it for you because this card, I'll just keep looking at it, keep looking at it. All right, so keep looking at it. Drop your shields. Drop any shields of shame, resistance, and fear. There are that are standing between you and your chances of enjoyment and fun. Know that you don't need to hide who you are or the gifts that you have. You were born to shine. Wow. It says the Protection Guardian is a feminine version of Archangel Michael. She is a fierce, protective, yet loving warrior angel who carries an indestructible shield of power and protection and will come to all who call on her. She will help you drop your fear-based shields and move into a loving, protective force field that will keep you safe, but will always allow your gifts to shine out. Although she is here to guard you from lower energies, she is completely relaxed, serene, and confident because she trusts that love will always prevail. Extended message. You may have encountered shame or embarrassment in your past, but that is not your present. Angels are drawing close at this time to help you move beyond any limiting thoughts, emotions, and patterns that may be making you feel unsafe. Know that angelic protection is swirling around you at this moment and will help you move forward in a more fearless way. Call on your guides for help in changing your frequency so you can feel safe and protected at this time. You are stronger than you think, and your angels and ancestors, guides are here to help you realize this now. Okay, so your cards are your cards. And look at this. This is beautiful, right? Remember the first card, the High Priest, right? Or the High Priestess. Okay? And look at this. So I got an Akashic Tarot deck, right? Akashic Tarot. It's like Akashic, the Akashic Tarot. And I got it because like I was drawn to the Akashic after I got my reading. And so it says the Divine Physician, right? And so you guys are healers. You are here to really change and shift the world. Why don't you believe in yourself? Why don't you believe? Okay? And it says the Divine Physician. The Divine Physician stands before a well, carrying a jug of healing water and sharing his light of healing with those nearby. Upon his robe is the caduceus, the emblem of medicine and healing, called Dianchet by the Celts. He made the mortally wounded rise again through his incantations of sacred words. The powerful eternal healing spirit walks with you at this time. This card indicates that you are moving into a time of magnificent healing on many levels. There's a person who can be a great healer for you, as well as a teacher who shares healing gifts that you can pass on to others. If you don't know this person yet, keep your eyes open. He or she is coming. I think y'all met me already, but I'll continue. You may also find yourself being called to help others at this time. Remember that the word and the thought, belief, and feeling are key components in healing the self and in teaching others to heal. They are important tools to the Divine Physician medical bag, so make sure they are a part of yours too. Know that the light of healing shines around you and through you. Such a radiant joy can bring well-being to all, right? Oh man, this reading is like really beautiful. I just don't even, I can't even really say anything. Wow. And under the deck, initiation of Saint Germain. I want you guys to look up the purple flame. It's the initiation and the Count Saint Germain. You'll understand what I'm talking about when you look it up. You know what? I'll read it for you guys. I'll do that. That's some major arcanas that we're getting as well. So, this is beautiful. All right. Initiation and the Count Saint Germain, right? So it says, standing among the pillars within a beautiful temple, the ascended master Count Saint Germain sends his light and energy to the four robed people who stand before him. It is time for their initiation. So this is what you guys have been going through, like your spiritual initiation, your gifts, etc. It says this card represents your initiation. It is much more than a change or even a transformation. It's nothing less than your movement into higher revelation of power, insight, achievement, and the time is now. Okay? And so with this, it says some loss of lower vibrational relationship, job, or activities may be required in order to lift you to the new heights and power that await you. Your initiation can be aided by meditation and study, as well as by connecting to the ascended masters, with whom you have worked for centuries upon centuries. Know that you have shared purposes and activities with the masters, even if you aren't certain of what they are yet. The disciplines you create now during the initiation and the work you do with the masters will lift your service to the world and to all humankind. This is a time of enormous uplifting, first in your energy and evolution, then in your manifest outer reality. The power that you hold within will impact every part of your life. So beautiful. Guys, I don't even get emotional like that. Y'all have heard me cry on my channel once. I mean, I'm not crying right now, but man, when it's your message, it is your message, okay? So, I got something special for you guys. I'm going to do 2 rune readings for you. So, the first rune that I pulled, this is called Issa, Stand Still, Withdrawal, okay? Stand still, stand still, stand still, okay? And so, with stand still, it says the winter of the spiritual life is upon you. You may find yourself entangled in a situation to whose implications you are in effect blind. You may feel powerless to do anything except submit, surrender, even sacrifice some long cherished desire. Be patient, for this is a period of gestation that precedes a rebirth. Positive accomplishment is unlikely now. There is a freeze on useful activity. All your plans are on hold. You may be experiencing an unaccustomed drain on your energy and wonder why. A chill wind is reaching you over the ice flows of old, outmoded habits. Trying to hold on can result in shallowness of feeling a sense of being out of touch with life. Seek to discover what it is you are holding on to that perpetuates this condition and let go. Shed, release, cleanse away the old. Doing so will bring on the thaw. Usually, Issa requires a sacrifice of the personal. I got you. The I at such a time. You cannot hope to rely on help or friendly support, and yet there is no reason for anxiety. Submit and be still. Submit and be still. For what you are experiencing is not necessarily the result of your actions or habits, but rather arises from conditions about which you can do nothing. What has been full must be empty. What has increased must decrease. This is the way of heaven and earth, to surrender it to display courage and wisdom. And yet there is another face to stand still. Just as winter is a time for going within, drawing Issa can announce a time of restoration and renewal. At the deepest level in your solitude, exercise caution and do not stubbornly persist in attempting to work your will. Remain mindful that the seed of the new is present in the shell of the old, the seed of the unrealized potential, the seed of the good. Trust your own process and watch for signs of spring, right? So we're in spring and we're going into summer, right? So that makes perfect sense. The next rune that was pulled is This one's wholeness, sun's energy, life force. Okay, so this one's called Solu. Solu. Solu stands for wholeness, that which our nature requires. It embodies the impulse towards self-realization and indicates the path you must follow, not from ulterior motives, but from the core of your individuality. Seeking after wholeness is the spiritual warrior's quest, and yet what you are striving to become in actuality is what by nature you already are. Become conscious of your essence and bring it into form. Express it in a creative way. A rune of great power, making life force available to you. Solu marks a time for regeneration down to the cellular level. Although this rune has no reverse position, there is a reason for caution. You may see fit to withdraw or even to retreat in the face of a pressing situation, especially if events or people are demanding that you expend your energy now. Know that such a retreat is a retreat in strength, a voyage inward for, centering. For balance, timely retreat is among the skills of the spiritual warrior. Solu counsels opening yourself up, letting the light into a part of your life that has been secret shut away. To accomplish this may call for a profound recognition for admitting to yourself something you have long denied. There is a prayer known as the Gayatri that embodies the spirit of the rune of wholeness. Address the sun in this fashion. You who are the source of all power, whose rays illuminate the world, illuminate also my heart, so that it too can do your work. Okay? While reciting the Gayatri, visualize the sun's rays streaming forth into the world, entering your heart, then streaming out from your heart center and back into the world. This is a powerful and life-enhancing prayer. There is a caution here, not to give yourself airs. Even in a time of bountiful energy, you are required to face and vanquish your refusal to let right action flow through you. Nourish this capacity, for it is a mark of true humility. Practice the art of doing without doing. Aim yourself truly and then maintain your aim without manipulative effort. Meditate on Christ's words, I can of mine own self do nothing. John 5:30. For by our own power we do nothing, even in loving. It is love that loves through us. This way of thinking and being integrates new energies and permits us to flow into wholeness, which is the ultimate goal of the spiritual warrior. Wow. And with that being said, guys, this is your reading. Let me know your thoughts. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget, you can comment below or you can respond to the post that I'll put in the community tab about which day you guys want the class for learning how to work your gifts, use your gifts. Keep me in the loop on that. If you would like to book a reading and this reading resonated with you, the information is below in the description box. If you would like to book a twin flame reading, that has been added to my services on the website, www.chrissythecrystalindigo.com. Again, there will not be an exchange for our first class. Subscribing to the channel is the exchange, or subscribing to Instagram is the exchange, which is so awesome, guys. You guys rock. And all you need to do on Instagram is just say, hey, I just followed you. I will be joining the class when we decide the date, etc. All right. So I'm sending you guys lots of love and light. Take care.